LEGO Ideas officially announced their upcoming releases, and with it being one of my favorite themes, you could probably say that I was a bit excited over a particular release, if the thumbnail of the video didn't give it away already. So in this video I'll be showing you all of the announcements as I got to see them a few weeks ago for Fan Media Days in Billund, Denmark, including my screaming. Sorry about that. I'll also share the Q&A session that followed after that, where lots of cool insights about how the theme works were shared. And on top of that, the parking lot concept is mentioned a couple times, which is something I wasn't familiar with, which basically is a place where projects can stay for a bit longer after reaching the 10,000 votes for the Ideas team to figure out whether or not it's possible to make them in the future. Some projects were taken out of the parking lot and will be turned into products. Some others went into the parking lot to figure out whether or not the LEGO Ideas team can pull it off. So without further ado, enjoy the announcements.
Of course, we introduced the parking lot fairly recently, which has been great. So what we currently have in the parking lot is Downton Abbey and this camping fire. Marina, do you want to take some words?
So the LEGO Ideas team has the pleasure of inviting you over for tea or a luncheon. Make sure to wear white tie and bring your butler, because we're bringing out of the parking lot and into our building tables Downton Abbey, Highclere Castle. It was created by Bro3. We really love the amazing details he put both in the exterior of the building and also in the interior, all the iconic rooms from the show. Also the amazing lineup of characters that we loved or despised throughout the seasons. So stay tuned for the grand brick finale, streaming soon from LEGO Ideas.
Yes!
Then on to the actual review announcements from the previous gate. I believe Dave,
Me?
you up first?
Yeah.
I think you
So
are.
this next one, which is not on the screen yet, it was the first movie to gross over $700 million at the box office. It was the highest grossing film of all time from 1982 until 1983. I'm glad you guys are all holding your phones because E.T. is phoning home. By Laugh a Brick. E.T. by Laugh a Brick. Sorry, I can't leave him out of this. He's great. I love him, the fan designer. He's great, great guy.
And then we have something a little bit different. So we actually have our newest designer, Jim, here to announce the next one.
So the next set making it through the review from Dia de los Muertos is La Catrina.
I'm excited.
This super elegant design by Yop 1172 is really exciting for all of us, and we're really excited to bring this elegant figure from Mexican culture to life with Lego bricks.
Chris, it's you, I think, next.
Yeah. So, they're 3 apples tall. They live deep in the forest in a mushroom village. Yes, we are bringing this Lego Ideas. We were really inspired by the charm of the Half-Blood Barons, Half-Blood Barons, Mushroom Village, and yeah, we really wanted to bring that to Lego Ideas.
There we go. Dave, you're up again, I think.
I know it's early, you guys, but I hope you're hungry because thanks to fan designer McDudd, we are serving you guys lunch.
Wow. Yes.
It's the ramen.
It is the ramen. Yeah. And then we have another one, bringing it all the way back from my childhood, maybe some of yours as well. This was a super influential TV show back in the day, kind of the original Avengers, I'm going to call it, where you have different colors.
What? No.
Action heroes that all come together to make one awesome. So we're gonna go back to Angel Grove and bring the Power Rangers Megazord to life.
Oh, this is
We've done Voltron before, so this is the next big challenge to make this even better. So we're very excited by that.
I'm about to cry.
let's see.
We also have a couple of things that we're moving into the parking lot, just because we need a little bit more time to go through the process here. So the first one is the Daft Punk by Robot Rock. So this is going to be moving into the parking lot, so we can have a little bit more time to evaluate it. Then we also have the Golden Girls by Martin Studios going into the parking lot. And finally, The Old Man in the Sea.
That's beautiful.
By Ian Hamm. This is a super beautiful way of kind of expressing novels and very famous iconic stories. So Still more to come, though. Of course, you know, this was just the review announcements.
The
biggest one ever so far. Who knows?
Wow. Yeah.
But we also have 2 product announcements that we would also like to kind of show you physically. The first one, I'm going to ask Chris to go and grab it, possibly. Or do we have Q&A first? Suspense. Yeah, Q&A now.
Oh, Q&A.
There we go. So many questions.
For a long time, we felt like Lego couldn't do products that look like food. What's changed?
Yes. So that has been the case, but we feel like the adults portfolio has grown so much, and we see food as a huge passion point that we can really tap into. There's ways that we have to go about this, though, to be safe, because even though it's for 18 plus, you cannot guarantee that some kid might not pick this up and see it as actual food. So we've been taking a lot of steps to kind of create new guidelines for how we can build food. So the submission is a great starting point, but we need to develop it further. But it's an awesome new territory for us to explore. Cool. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cameron. I was just going to ask, with all of the growing number of projects reaching 10,000 supporters, is there plans to expand the amount accepted each round?
Oh, that's more of a question for Monica.
So I think you'll see that the amount of projects or product ideas that we accept has grown already. So there is a pretty big amount of products launching from Lego Ideas now versus when I started 7 years ago. That is a little bit of a different amount. But of course, there's also a lot that do not make it through right now. So we are looking into what does the future of Lego Ideas look like. Because for some people who are not necessarily very active on social media, who are not marketeers, it's difficult to get to 10,000 votes, and for some it's super easy, right? So there needs to be some sort of balance. So that's what we're looking at right now. What does the future of Lego Ideas? I wanted to use that analogy. Like, one does not just walk in tomorrow, right? So we cannot just change the 10K sub-brand of Lego Ideas almost. So we need to figure out how to do it right.
Just 2?
When's Power Rangers coming out?
Well, funny you should mention. No, I'm kidding. We need time to develop it, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very complicated model to build.
Yeah, take your time, but...
I have a question with La Catrina,
Yes.
because I know that model is actually, because of all how he managed to do that sculpture, it's really big.
Very big.
So
Yes.
how do you manage how much can you scale it down and still get the same level of detail that the fine designer did?
That's part of the development process, and so that's what we've been working with. How much can we scale it down to make it, a much more displayable piece? Because, Miguel's one is enormous. It's almost a meter tall, which isn't really ideal for displaying in a lot of people's homes. So with the design team, we're working very hard, especially on skulls and scaling them down to still capture that gracefulness, because it is very important that she looks elegant and beautiful as well. So
And
we're doing
stylish.
a lot of exploration, and we have a team of people from Mexico internally that we're reaching out to about color and shape and all that kind of thing. So
Also, I want to say that if you guys manage to still keep it like a large set, that would be so awesome. Because I know that you've been aiming to Mexican culture with Dia de los Muertos and the new altar que salió, the one that came out, but still having a large set with Mexican culture would be something that, at least from my perspective, would be so awesome. So,
duly noted.
yeah.
Graham?
Hey, Jordan. How do you assign the different sets to people within the team? So, like, are people fighting over sets?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, so I mean, you heard from Ellen yesterday that her anecdote wasn't completely untrue, where she said she cornered me and kind of almost threatened me to. It's about passion, right? But we also have to acknowledge that I have a team of dedicated designers to Lego Ideas. So even though they might not always be passionate about a specific IP or a specific idea, they still work on it. But if I can make sure that they work on something that they really love, then that's always great, because then they bring so much more kind of passion and details to it, as you'll see with some of the models that we're going to reveal. So, yeah.
So we've seen other brands who are going to like re-release, like for example games. Nintendo's doing it all the time. and there are many new collectors of Lego ideas, but they maybe have missed the first ones. So is there any chance that they're going to be like a re-release of older idea set, bring them back to the market? We've seen some of those, like in Icons and stuff. So is there a chance?
Yeah. Monica?
See, that's a great idea. I'll put that in the roadmap for how we can expand the Lego Ideas business in the future. It's not currently in the plan right now. There are many, as you would know, because you are the experts in the Lego brand and the Lego system in play, that there are many elements that were used back in 2010 when the Shinkai was launched that do not exist anymore, right? So then it would trigger a need to bring back a lot of old elements. Maybe it's plastic that's not produced anymore and so on. So there is a complication there. We did it for the Saturn V rocket, and we did it for the ship in the bottle as well. So it's not unheard of. But if it will always be done with respect and to the fan designer who created the original model, if it's through Lego Ideas.
Wally kind of came back.
Yeah.
Thanks. Can you speak to how you take on board fan feedback? Because obviously with Ideas, everybody knows what's coming a long time before any of the other themes would have these announcements. How do you go about like incorporating the chatter online into the designs that you're working on?
So you're speaking about like community feedback or
the
actual fan designer that we work with?
No, once something has been announced and everybody is discussing it online, I know that you incorporate some things from that you're seeing there.
Yeah.
What's that process like?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously look at comments online and seeing how people react, because we're going by the 10,000 people that voted on that particular idea submission. But then there's always comments like, oh, I wish they would do this, I wish they would do this, and we saw that with things that we can easily add in. Some things, when it's an IP, it might not always be possible. But I think we're actually going to touch a little bit about kind of feedback and things that we saw in the community in a minute. So I'll kind of hold that thought and reveal something. Jay.
I just have to ask this so that it's like on the record. But a lot of fan feedback is when they vote for something that looks amazing, and then when they see the final product, it can sometimes look drastically different.
Yeah.
Can you explain why that tends to happen?
Well, I think the clue is in the name. It's Lego Ideas. People are submitting an idea. Now, when you have, again, like I said, IPs and things, we ultimately have a partner that we work with, and they have input, and they have the final kind of say on how their product is going to look because they own the franchise. When it comes to other things, we have a lot of internal guides about stability, safety, quality, all these things that we have to incorporate. So it's not as easy as just, let's take the fan submission and make it. It's a long process, and we have to go through that process for every single model. We almost treat the fan submission like we would a concept model or a sketch model for other projects. So that's kind of the reason for it. Sometimes we get amazing submissions and we don't have to change a lot, or we just have to we get their studio files sometimes and we look into them and how they've built things, but maybe parts aren't available anymore. You know, we constantly cycle through the portfolio of elements. So as Monica said, we might not always have those pieces available, because in studio you can use whatever. You can also change the color to whatever you want. So that's where we have to kind of put the design lens on it.
I think it's fair to say that we look at these submissions and see if there's something that the community and the people voted for that really mention as this is awesome. Of course, that's something to keep.
Yeah.
So that we respect what people voted for still. Right.
Thanks.
With so many new things coming on tap, is the team going to grow? And have you, Jordan,
I hope so.
Okay. And have you, Jordan, thought about getting your hands dirty again?
Well, I touched the minerals a little bit. That was the last thing. But I mean, I love building still if an opportunity comes, but I think the team keeps me pretty busy, and I'm also happy for them they're the experts.
You were complaining yesterday that we were too annoying and you wanted to build something.
But I do hope the team will continue to grow as ideas grows.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make sense to grow without the product and the portfolio growing. But I keep telling everyone internally, don't take these people because they're the best team to work with. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Over first.
Sure.
Jake was first. Okay. Jake from Brothers Brick. So Brothers Brick, fan models and fan creators are kind of our bread and butter. And like you mentioned with the fans, some people are self-promoters and they really get out there and hustle. We get a lot of people saying, can you cover our stuff? And so it's always been a touchy area, but I'm curious if you have any thoughts around the relationship between fan media and the submission voting period versus the kind of reporting on the official products and announcements. Like, what do you think about covering builds, and is it like putting the thumb on a scale, and like how do you feel about that?
I think that's a very good question, actually, because it's that ethical question you need to also, as the Lego group, we need to ask ourselves. We cannot endorse any of these because it's for the fans to vote, for them to tell us what they want. We sometimes do staff picks, but that's more to highlight things that may be like very low down, that communicates diversity and different things, and something that's super fun and cool. But we cannot, as the Lego group, endorse one submission over another, right? I think then if you, as a recognized fan media, went out and did it, then I guess it's probably for you to evaluate how does that feel for you, because it could look like an endorsement of some sort. But it would not affect how we pick products, whether a fan media or another would actually go out and, in brackets, endorse something. We look at a whole multitude of different data points when we go into the review process, and engagement and comments, and this is one of them, obviously, but it's not all of it. So I think, does that answer your question at all? Or
I think so. It's kind of subjective, and we have to ask ourselves, search our souls.
Yeah.
In regards to all the new projects that are being submitted, a lot of them have to do with IP, some of them more recent than not. I don't know, for example, K-pop Demon Hunters or something, been pretty big lately. I'm wondering how much the IP aspect influences the ability to create it as a Lego set.
It definitely influences, because then there's an extra layer, right? We have to talk with the partner, and maybe it's a new partner that we've never worked with before, so there's a process there about getting the license and things, and it's not always possible. You know, we have a lot of IPs that don't make it through review, and a lot of people in the fan community will be like, oh, I wish they picked this, why didn't they do this? Sometimes we just can't get licenses, or some people don't want to work with us, which is a bit wild to hear. That's part of the process. But if we can see things trending, we can maybe get ahead of the curve and already reach out to those types of IPs. But we are seeing more and more. I would like to keep a balance, because we don't want ideas to become an IP-only project. Right? That's never what it was about. So, yeah.
And then a follow-up to that. Say that there is a really great idea, but it's maybe already being worked on as a potential Lego set. How does that just get filtered out immediately, or what if there's like an in-between period? I don't know, is K-pop Demon Hunters going to be a
something? We have a review process, and we cover a lot of different things, including design feasibility. So that could be, is this even possible to build? So there's a lot of questions about the Power Rangers, like, can we even do this? And a lot of other things that we look at also, like from legal point of view and brand values and all those things. And portfolio conflict is part of that. So we do check, are other teams working on something? Yeah. Time? Almost time. We do one more question? Sorry.
So when you get lots of submissions that hit the 10,000 votes that are the same, so there's multiple Jumanjis, there's multiple Blueys, etc. How do you handle making decisions on, if any of those are picked, which fan designer you're picking or working with, and especially if they're like very similar?
Yeah, and that's, we usually see that with IPs, right? Because that's the challenge. Exactly. Everyone's submitting the same IP.
Yeah.
So we have to look at, you know, a lot of them are maybe in different scales or using maybe way more minifigures than we could probably put in a set. So we kind of evaluate it as we would with any other submission, and try and find the best possible ideas submission that we could then take to be a product. But it is a challenge for sure.
I think also we've been in situations before where they are basically almost identical. And if it's in the same review, we've actually had more dialogues about, should we just split it and say they both get picked, and then we kind of do like a dual type of agreement. We haven't done it yet. Could come. That's fine. We can take a couple more questions.
Cool.
If someone's Lego Ideas project video on YouTube gains, a lot of views and quickly collect many votes, say 10,000 in a short period of time, would that be regarded as unfair play?
No.
Oh.
I think the Lego Ideas fan designer, the ultimate, fan designer, is a brilliant designer, but they are also a brilliant marketeer, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the essence of Lego Ideas. You need to make people vote for it. So however you make people vote for it, don't pay for it, right?
Yeah.
Don't do that. We picked that up as well. Just
Nice.
But I think it won't be held. It won't be held against you. We, as I mentioned, we have a lot of data points that we go in and look for and screen for. But it's that's how it is.
Yes, thank you.
I've got a question about the parking lot. That's a relatively new concept to potentially give more time for Lego Ideas to make these things come to life. Is it possible to look back at all the review results from the past where there have been really good submissions and retroactively add them to the parking lot?
That's short and sweet answer.
Then you would, if you wanted something, then you would ask said fan designer to resubmit to Lego Ideas, get 10,000 votes, and then
We have like half an hour, right?
Just a follow-up, because this is a very interesting topic. I mean, those kind of re-uploads. I was thinking, is this kind of the right way to go for? Because I mean, if you didn't pick the model, then maybe he has already the big fan base. He's doing it again, again. I'm not saying that it's
no,
the wrong
but
thing.
it's a fairness question for sure. I think we see some that repeat themselves, and we will see the same submission with no changes actually after like 4 times in a row. Maybe there's a reason we decline it, right? But now we have the parking lot, so I think if it's in the parking lots, that's because it's actually something that we are actively considering still and still need to check out. And then there are those, as Jordan say, that I don't know why, don't want to work with us, right? And then if we cannot put them in the parking lot, they just have to get a decline. I love to see them come back, because sometimes that is what is needed to convince someone to work with us, because they will see what the community says. But to be honest, I prefer people change the submissions a little bit before resubmitting. They need to show that they improved it. That's actually also written in the terms. So I would always ask people to just go in and optimize it, so there is a higher likelihood to get picked.
Thank you.
I think we should.
Power Rangers Megazord, that's all I care about, honestly. No pressure, but Lego Ideas team, do it justice, okay? No pressure, no big deal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.